Luis Carranza is founder and CEO of Fair Labs, and his 10-minute talk is entitled NFTs in Stadium and Real-World Applications. Luis?
How's it going? You guys seem relaxed, so I'm going to go ahead and relax. The UX of the stage is set up for sitting down. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys a little bit about NFTs in the real world and utility. But first, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in El Salvador, which is now like Bitcoin central. I grew up in the US, lived here for 25 years, but 14 years ago, I moved to the UK, which is why I have a weird accent. And my brothers have punched me in the shoulder for saying the word vitamin, because it's vitamin now. But so if you catch any hints of weird accent, that's where it's from. My kids speak the Queen's English, so they don't know anything about vitamins. They call it vitamin water. I'm going ahead and tell you a little bit of story. So I came to the UK to help brands enter Web 2. So this was when people would say, hey, why do I want to be on a platform where people talk about what they had for breakfast? So I headed up digital strategy operations there, helped build teams, and help brands get onto Facebook and social. So the reason why I sort of like to tell this story is because there's a lot of parallels happening with Web 3. Like, we're in the early days. You can tell brands are getting on board, teams are getting on board, and in the early days, it's weird. Like, right now, I think we're in the weird phase. So weird social was people posting or vlogging daily, like talking about their daily lives, but now that's normal. I used to tell people that, you may not believe me, but 20 to 40% of your revenue are going to be affected by social in the next 5 years. And I do the same thing now when I talk to clients about Web3. I say 20 to 40% of your revenues could come from digital asset revenue streams. So we're at a position where we're in the weird phase, but the game is changing. So we are Fair. So we have an NFT marketplace and a companion app. So we help give the NFTs utility in Stadium, and that's what I'm going to be telling you about today. So it all starts with mobile. Or mobile, however you want to say it. But how many of you have a phone? That's a stupid question because all of you do. But everybody has a phone, and right now a lot of the user experiences for Web3 work better on a desktop, which is silly because everybody has a phone, and it should work a lot better. Sometimes you can't connect to MetaMask correctly. Sometimes you need Wallet Connect. So the experience on mobile isn't quite there yet, but the future of NFTs and engagement is on mobile because can you imagine having your pass for this event as an NFT? You walk up to the place, you check in, then it unlocks your other passes. Your drinks passes are all in there. You can, get airdrops. The future is going to look more like that. So instead of thinking about NFTs that are going to go from $200 to $200,000. Think of the future as mass. Hundreds of thousands of NFTs, lower values, but way more utility, because brands, teams have lots of fans, and you can't just make a collection of 10,000. That's still going to happen, but that's going to be for the exclusive clubs. So the future is going to involve mobile, simple user experiences, hiding a lot of the technology. So what does this future look like? Well, you need to have geofencing. You need to have unlocking of NFTs, proving that you have ownership. And you also need to connect to APIs, because the NFTs that connect with loyalty programs then become decentralized loyalty programs. So if you can imagine a world where you have your NFT card, it behaves a certain way when you're inside of a stadium or a music festival. Behaves a different way when you go to a cinema or a movie theater. You can prove your identity. You can prove that you have a particular collection. And it can link back to the APIs, because brands and teams have existing loyalty programs. And if they don't, they can go ahead and leapfrog traditional loyalty and go straight to decentralized loyalty. So the future of engagement at festivals, even in retail, involves these three things. So we've already started playing around with those three concepts. And what happens is you unlock, you can unlock images, you can unlock content, you can unlock discounts, vouchers. So imagine a world where you can
walk around and check into places and unlock discounts and benefits. So like Foursquare, the opportunity right now is ripe for people to run around, check into places, and have their NFTs become decentralized loyalty cards. I see that as a future that's coming. Recently, we partnered up with Espanyol, which is a La Liga team, and we actually did an activation proof of concept with them. So we were able to take 2 winners who were in the stadium. We knew because we geo-fenced the promotion to only work in the stadium. And then once they checked in that they were there, we took them from the standard seats over to the executive seats, and they were able to watch the game with full catering and the sort of full corporate treatment. So we're able to make the entire thing work. Right now it's a proof of concept, but we know that in the future, this event, for example, would function a lot more succinctly with NFTs unlocking other NFTs and even burnable NFTs. Like, there's no reason why an NFT should last forever unless that's what you want. You should have burnable NFTs that behave like vouchers, that once they're used, you can have a record that they were used, but they can live their life. There's no reason for them to live forever on chain. You can still use the same mechanisms and the decentralized ability to have them be traded, or they can go up in value or down in value. But there's nothing preventing 1 million NFTs for, I don't know, like Manchester United, or even 5 million NFTs. If they have that many fans, they should be able to offer them a program. And then within that program, you could also have different tiers. And then if they're at the stadium, that should give them different benefits. So the activation, you have to think about mass, some tracking. Brands like to do tracking, so you have to be able to have some tracking. But it's all about rewarding the user, so you can't just take their data and not give them anything. So it's more about a participation economy where users are part of it, they control their data, they can sell it if they've earned 100 points. For example, if we set up a New York scavenger hunt with an NFT that you had to, have the New York NFT and you had to do 20 check-ins, right? Let's say that you earn $1,000. If you had done 20 check-ins and you're 5 short, but you have to travel back to wherever, to your city, like let's say back to London, that means you'd have an NFT that has 5 check-ins left to unlock $1,000. You could potentially sell that for $600 and not miss out. The way it stands now, if you create some, if you earn something, you could easily lose it. So vouchers and things like that have expiration dates, and sometimes you can't use them. With the interoperability of NFTs, you can change them, sell them, and actually get the value, even if it's not the full value. So the future of NFTs in Stadium, I think, require a bit of a shift in how we see NFTs. I'm not saying that high value, skyrocketing when moon NFTs aren't important, but you also need to consider high volume, low value, mass utility NFTs in the future, because in order to engage in stadiums and concerts and places like that, that's where you can get more mass adoption. So the thing that we're building is Web3 tooling for brands. So if you rewind back to 2006, 2007, you had to manage your own social media accounts. You had to have 5 different accounts, and then things like Hootsuite came out, and Salesforce started providing the services for you to enter Web3. We're missing that Web3 tooling, but when we do have it, what's going to happen is things like this, where there's token gating, geo-fencing, connections to loyalty programs, connections to sales. For example, if I wanted to have I could give you a $500 Gucci discount NFT if you check in at 5 Gucci stores. That actually drives traffic. So there's a lot of incorporation with APIs, connections to existing programs, and data capture that's important in the next sort of wave of activating NFTs in the real world. So I think my time is coming to an end. So, right now, if everyone had NFTs, we could do airdrops. I could airdrop a token because I know that everybody who had a ticket also has a wallet. And if I know you have a wallet, I could airdrop, I don't know, my favorite shitcoin. No, I wouldn't do that. I could airdrop USDT. No, what's the one? But yeah, you could do airdrops. You could encourage people to go to retail and do purchases. So Espanyol Stadium is right next to a shopping center. So we haven't done this, but one of the things that we could do is make the Espanyol fan NFT, give you discounts at restaurants and in the shopping center, because we know that the fans are going to be there just before the game or just after. So you could incorporate the NFTs to give you discounts in other places. And that's it. You know, it's a new era of engagement and decentralized loyalty. I think that's my time.